Welcome back to the Critics Podcast. I'm your host, Victor, and this is my co-hominid, Connor. How are you doing this week?
I'm good. We took a bit of a hiatus.
Yes.
But we're back refreshed, recharged.
I call it creative scheduling.
Yes. Some call it procrastination.
Yes.
But no, we're here. We're still here. And
Still going.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, it's been raining the past few days, so I haven't really
true.
been getting outside.
It's been
too
lovely
much.
though. It was kind of cool today. Like,
Yeah.
just not stiflingly hot. So.
It rained. It hadn't rained for so long. And
Yeah.
Now that it's actually raining. Now I'll be playing football tomorrow, so hopefully
Nice.
it clears up a bit.
Sliding around all day.
Yeah, it'll be so much nicer playing on like a damp field,
Yeah.
a moist field, if you will. But but yeah, what about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been pretty excited because I've been spending the moolah, like going getting them cards. I haven't built a new modern deck for a while, and since I've been in lockdown, I haven't played a whole lot of modern events. But now that Auckland is opening back up, figured it's probably about time. I'm on holiday as of next week. Actually, like this is my last week of work before the holidays start, so I am beyond excited to start playing modern again.
Count down the days.
And I've been like rushing. What's that?
Counting down the days.
Counting down exactly, and counting down the cards I need to finish my deck. Just been scouring the marketplace for new cards, and yeah, I think I've got pretty much everything coming in the mail now. But very hyped, very hyped.
Imagine having the money to spend on modern staples these days.
Says
me. Well, to be fair, I've held off buying some amount of cards.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I mean,
But
somewhat same. I didn't buy the Stoneforge package, thanks to Daniel.
that's true. That is true.
Which is nice, because otherwise, wow, that would have been a lot.
Yeah. Some friends are nice like that.
That's true. Others just want you to buy the Lilianas at any cost.
Yes, because I needed money to buy my cards.
I know.
Solitudes aren't going to buy themselves.
That's true.
Oh my
I don't know. They're worth enough that they just might. Anyways, I guess so we're pretty much skipping a week. So we don't have any of the results from last week, but as always, there's ways to filter through tags on MTGO. So if somehow you're the one person who relies on us for your Magic results news, feel free to go check that out over there. Otherwise, we're on for this week's Saturday showcase, and since we planned this yesterday, the results for Sunday were not out yet either. So for the next thing we'll be covering will be 5-0 dig dumps, and that's going to be in place of the usual other challenge, just because the results weren't out yet. But there's some pretty sweet stuff in there, so we're just going to talk about some individual decks.
Basically, we made the notes yesterday, didn't do the podcast yesterday because we didn't want to, and then basically couldn't be bothered changing the notes. So
in other words, we're lazy like that, but it's our podcast, so sure.
this is a cool spin on it, because it adds a bit more to it, I think.
Yeah, half-assed wizardry, we're saying, eh?
Sure.
Shout-outs, Riley.
Yeah. I feel like you've shouted out Riley a decent amount.
Have I? When was the last time?
So. I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
Get at us in the comment section and list all the times I've shouted out Riley.
Yeah. Bohan, if you're out there.
He needs our shout-outs, to be fair.
Yeah, he does. A small podcast like that really needs the help.
Yeah. Anyways, do you want to take us through?
Yeah. So there was a showcase, which was the final showcase of the season. So everyone who top 8'd, or was it top 4'd? I don't know. Qualified for the showcase championship, which has like tons of prizes. Like it's one of the biggest Magic Online events. So congrats to. We don't have the name. Awesome. Where is the name?
Quickly loading it up real quick. It was Zack Attack, right? Four color
Yorion. Blink.
Lorion, that's a new one. Oh no, please no.
No, please. Yeah, but 4-color Blink Yorion. So, which is coincidentally, I just played against that deck.
Oh yeah.
How'd
that
and
go?
I lost horribly because I played badly. But The
Yeah,
deck
if I were
is...
you, I wouldn't have drawn all those lands. That was a big mistake.
Yeah, at one point I did have like 6 lands in my hand and like a spreading seas or something.
After drawing like 6 cards or something, I
Yeah,
don't know, in the last 2 turns.
yeah, but that's how it goes when I play Magic. But anyway, it was a pretty interesting list because it had a sideboard Emrakul, but not the one that we all know and hate. It was Emrakul the Promised End, the 13 mana Delirium thingy that
Yeah, what's going on there?
I now one theory
One theory.
is he typed in the wrong Emrakul.
Is that what happened? Is that really? I mean, it could be.
Nah, probably not. Probably not. With Omnath, you get like stupid amounts of mana anyway, and
I guess that is true. So you can actually hardcast this pretty reasonably. I mean, it costs less for each card type among cards in your graveyard.
yeah, and you're gonna have like 3-4 different card types in your graveyard, like a lot of the time. And 9 mana is not crazy in a Omnath control deck.
I guess that's kind of true.
It's really good.
Scary.
It's really good against the
Yeah.
control decks. So, like,
Can it? It can be countered still, right?
oh yeah, it can be countered. It's got protection from instants though.
Doesn't have protection from solitude, is what I'm hearing.
No, it does not have protection from Solitude or like Teferi or...
Yeah. I don't know. Is it really that good against the control decks? It
Yeah.
feels good against the like aggro / mid range decks.
No, it's definitely not good against aggro decks.
In that case,
You can't...
I'm seeing this.
You
This is bad
cannot,
Emrakul.
you cannot reliably cast Emrakul against an aggro deck.
Sure you do. You on turn 4, you play a card that gains you 4 life and draws you a card and puts a 4/4 on the
That
field.
already wins the game.
Yeah.
But against the control decks, like, you can mess with the Teferis, you can Solitude their
I
own,
guess that is
own
true.
creatures and like...
Yeah.
It's,
Counterspell your own cards. And
yeah,
all that.
yeah, ending your own Teferi or something like that. But
Mm,
it does seem like a really good way to mess with your opponent.
That's pretty sweet.
But yeah, we also had Blue-Red Murktide, which is showing up less and less as time goes on. It's basically the bread of Modern, I think, at this
It is,
point.
eh? It's the deck that's like just always around in some quantity still. I feel like I still play against it a lot on MTGO.
Yeah. I
Comment as to the paper
yeah.
metagame.
Every time I boot up Magic Online, I do play against it once.
Yeah.
At least once. But it is out there, and Spell Pierce in the main deck is quite annoying, I would say.
Yes, considering we both play pretty heavy non-creature spell decks, every time I see a spell pierce, I'm like, please no, and then the main is even worse.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Like, it's
Yeah,
a tempo,
still like good hits.
aggressive tempo deck. Like, it is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
It's playing 2 spell pierces? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 Spell
Kinda
Pierces.
value.
And you put Serum Visions is making a comeback.
Yeah, that's I read that because I hadn't seen Serum Visions honestly in anything other than Storm for a very, very long time. I feel like ever since Alt was printed. Well, I guess that's not a very, very long time, but it's a long enough time.
That's Exelon, right? That is quite a long time.
It is a while, yeah. I feel like I haven't seen Serum Visions much. Like, where it's been really not showing up as much as it used to anyway. Like back a few years back, it was like in all the decks. But yeah, I've been playing against a lot of decks, not just this one. Well, this one I didn't play against with Serum Visions in particular, but I played against a couple of decks that had Serum Visions in them in Magic Online over the past week, and it's just every time I see a cast, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a card.
It's basically a more consistent way to get Delirium. Because those decks don't have that many sorceries, if I recall correctly. Like, they've got Expressive
okay.
Iteration.
Yep.
But other than that...
Oh, and Opt is an instant.
And Opt
Right.
is an instant, yeah. So just getting that
Interesting.
extra sorceries for Delirium is key.
I did not think of that as a like just playing it for the card type.
Yeah, yeah. And it is 1 mana draw a card like it.
Yeah,
It's definitely good, so...
draw 2, right? Because Scry 2 is almost worth the
Scry 1 is 0.5, so...
There we go.
Basically is draw 2. Yeah, what...
I don't know. Like, quick tangent. How many? For real though.
How many what?
I feel like it's got to be more like Scry 4 is a card, right? Like
I don't know. Maybe Scry 3.
It's a lot.
I don't know. It depends.
it's definitely in the 3 to 5 range.
It depends when in the game you're casting it.
True.
If you're casting it in the early game, I don't think it's worth as much of a card as casting it in the late game.
That's true. Because then you get rid of all your lands or bad cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends. But what about the next deck? You want to talk about that one?
True. All right. Taking over. We got Jund Yawgmoth coming back, and this one had a mongoose in the sideboard. Sorry, Magus of the Moon.
Mongoose.
But yeah, Yawgmoth, solid deck, keeps showing up, and what else? Yeah, there was a Scavenger Goose in the main, which is interesting because I've seen a few Yawgmoth decks. I was messing around with it at one point, and most of them had a pretty set main deck list. But yeah, this one found room for Scoos, so it must have been helpful to have a little bit of extra tutorable sideboard hate in the main deck.
There's a few flick slots in the deck. There's always like an Hapatra.
Oh, true. Which some people like, some people don't.
Like
And this one isn't playing it.
Yeah, there's like Hapatra, there's Scoos, there's Blood Artist sometimes. Like there's
Yeah, Blood Artist I think is kind of a mainstay because it's like quite important for consistently being able to combo.
Oh, actually, yeah, true. That is true. But there have been a few different ones. Oh, the 2-mana werewolf. What's it called?
Oh yeah, the one that destroys an artifact.
Yeah, that's one that's seen some main deck play.
Yeah, actually, I've seen that in most lists, I think, so far.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a mainstay for a while.
Okay.
This one was also playing Endurance, which is interesting. So they really didn't want to lose the graveyard decks
True. And Mill.
in the main deck. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Mill.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mill, the next deck was Jund Saga.
What? Oh, also, you forgot to mention that the Jund
Yes.
list went undefeated. It went,
Oh
went
yeah, true. Congratulations.
7-0 or
Insane.
8-0? Yeah.
Actually crazy.
Yep.
Oh, 9-0. It was.
9. There was 9
Yep.
rounds? Oh, God.
Yeah, Gabe is man. You're the man.
There we go.
Yep, as per the name. But yes, Jund Saga next. I wrote deliciously stock because we all love Jund Saga, don't we?
Yes.
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 Moving on. What's up after that?
We had Black-White Hammer, which was pretty stock, and I see you put Seal of Cleansing because you didn't know how it interacted with the deck.
Yes, I was like, Seal of Cleansing. I haven't seen that in the sideboard for much, and then you pointed out Loop with Luris.
yeah. Basically, yeah, you can
Just pretty
blow up an
strong.
artifact or enchantment every turn if you have Luris in play.
Oh, that's the solution. That's what I need to do in the sideboard of my deck. I need to put Luris in the deck and put Seal of Cleansings in.
There we go. But no,
Instead of Heliod's, whatever. Whatever that card is.
Heliod's Intervention,
Now on.
which is a terrible card.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to play it.
Yeah, don't play that one. And we had Green-White Hammer as well, actually. So, as a weird twist on the hammer list, which was splashing for Ancient Stirrings in the main deck, which I do love me some Ancient Stirrings.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it was playing Veils and a Gaia's Blessing in the sideboard as well.
Budget Emrakul.
Budget Emrakul. No, because Luris. You can't put Emrakul in your Luris deck.
Oh yeah. This.
What is wrong with you?
Turns out the answer to most of my questions is because Luris.
Yeah, how do you not know what
Yeah.
Luris does yet?
I refuse to play it.
Yeah, true. I played it. I played Luris in one paper event and then
again.
sold it and sold my Mystic Portals. So.
That's what I feel like I would do if I.
Yeah. What about the
Actually, just before we move on, we said
Yeah.
Ancient Stirrings, good old Ancient Stirrings. I remember a time when we thought Ancient Stirrings was too good.
It was legitimately like on the wanted list, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was slightly mad at Ancient Stirrings for a while, mostly by way of being in Tron, but
Because Tron was so prominent at the time. That
it
was like,
yeah,
and that was like a good way to hit it. But
yeah,
it is cool to see Ancient Stirrings come back though.
yeah,
I love playing it in the green Eldrazi decks. Oh.
yeah. Man, if only they could unban whatever that card was that they got you creatures for free.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, that one.
Unban Once Upon a Time, please.
Is it even that good these days?
Probably not. No, it must be.
It's
It
still
will
too
be. It will be.
Yeah. Oh, you can pitch it to Endurance.
Oh, true.
That's probably too good.
You pitch copies that you didn't cast first.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is pretty good actually.
After that, what else do we have? Oh yeah, red white prowess. Chandra dressed to kill on this list. Pretty sweet. And it was a what's the companion called? Uh,
Oh bosh.
can't odd. Oh, can't even.
Oh
Yeah.
bosh.
Oh gosh. It's
Yep.
pretty much whatever that 9 mana Eldrazi was from the set ages ago.
Oh Void Winnower.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Obosh is Void Winnower in the sideboard for
For,
just
for
you.
you, yeah, just for you. Void Winnower
Wow.
was for the opponent. This one's for you. There's a bit of a difference.
I'm really selling this card, aren't I?
Yeah, yeah.
But this deck was pretty sweet. It's cool to see Prowess coming up again because it's a deck that I've always quite enjoyed, and I think you've enjoyed it quite a bit actually in the past.
Yeah, I took it to a few paper events, and the first two I played with it, I went 4-0 in both of them, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were doing super well with it. At some point,
Yeah,
actually.
and then it kind of crashed and burned after that. I don't
Yeah.
particularly know why. It seems to be whenever I play a deck for an extended period of time, this time being 3 tournaments,
Yeah.
the deck tends to fail me after some amount of time.
It's because you play it and then everyone adapts to to you dominating the tables.
Yeah, yeah, true.
You slam them into the ground enough that they're like, oh, I got to change my deck.
Yeah. But it is cool to see Chandra just to kill. Is it?
Yeah, 3 of them, no less.
Three of them?
That's a lot of Chandra Dresta kills.
Yeah. So it is.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think it is good because the label is red white prowess, but it is basically mono red, but it's playing
Yeah,
prismatic ending.
splashing. Why not?
Yeah. Which I think is really good, and it's got some sideboard cards, right? That are white.
Yeah, Blossoming Calm.
Blossoming
Which
Calm is really good.
yeah, I still can't make up my mind on that one because it
It's
doesn't it just
so
hit burn
good.
and like Thought Seizures, I guess.
No, Charbelcher.
No, barely like delays them for a turn.
Yeah,
I guess
delays them for-
burn
delays
in
them for a turn.
an aggressive deck. That's enough, right? Oh, 2 turns, isn't it?
No, because they can do it on their turn.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah, it is essentially just against burn.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Would you side it in against Thought Seizures?
no.
What, you don't want to gain 2 life?
Yeah, true. No, that is
Yeah, I
terrible.
told you on that one.
That's terrible.
And then finally we had a scales list coming in, which this list was cool. Goblin Bombardment. I mean, come on.
It is pretty spice to see. Just
because you can like sack all your Ravagers and whatever modular creatures you got, and chuck all the counters everywhere.
yeah, it's so good with Hangerback Walker as well. If you have a Hangerback Walker that's got like 4 or 5 counters on it, like sacrifice that and sacrifice all your tokens. That's like 5-6 damage. That's
Yeah, and you can distribute that as you want among the creatures. Just like destroy any creature deck.
Machine
and
gun.
deal a bunch of damage to face.
machine gun down
Looting.
creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a Mr. Beast face in the document just because nice, and also
Why?
YouTuber face.
Why did you? The overreact,
The overreact face.
typical overreact American face.
Yep.
Yep.
Which works. It works, and I hate it.
Yes.
But it works.
Yeah.
We need to do that when we get our faces and thumbnails. We need to do that.
Yes. When we actually have webcams.
Yep. Someday we'll have them.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise the scales list pretty sweet. Like a lot of 4-ups, really focused. And yeah, just a few saga targets as well. But yeah, man, just looks like a pretty powerful list.
Yeah, it does. I really like the deck. I feel like it's one of those decks that it takes a long time to kind of master because
Yeah,
there's a lot of math
there's a lot
going
of
on.
lines, right?
There's a lot of math, a lot of lines. Arcbound Ravager causes a bit of a headache, I'd say. Like,
I kind of don't want to play with it.
yeah, I kind of do, but at the same time, like, if I play it poorly, I'm just gonna get smashed.
Right.
So
Yeah, it seems like the kind of deck where you can just be like laying in bed at night, like 3 days after a tournament, and realize there was a winning line somewhere in there.
yeah, I think I played against Scales once at a paper event. I remember it was in the quarterfinals of an event, and
Yep.
I had a chalice on 0, 1, and 2, and my opponent literally could do nothing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to loose the scales whenever I was playing Living In because I'd make them sack their board, but they'd just get it back because they'd sack in response. And they'd like always have a ton of creatures on the field, which they'd always get back like more than what I got out. So then they'd just be able to like finish me off.
That's so bad.
Yeah. Anyways, 5-0 dig dumps.
Yeah, yes. So, for anyone who doesn't know what the deck dumps are, there's a big list of decks that Wizards publishes that 5-0'd leagues on Magic Online. So it gives the public insight into what's doing well in the format, any spicy brews that could pop up, and we're here to talk about some of those. So the list I wanted to talk about was Jeskai Saheeli Cat combo, because I kind of want to play this deck.
Ooh. Is it time to sell your Solitudes and build this? Unless this is playing Solitudes, I don't know. I don't look at
no,
this.
it is definitely playing Solitude.
Okay, well, value. You're already halfway there.
Essentially, because Saheeli's at the moment are like $3.
Yeah,
like,
nobody
they're
plays it.
super cheap.
And a cat's probably a bit expensive, but
What? This deck only plays one Solitude.
I'll just chuck 4 in just to make it a bit better then.
Yeah. It's, yeah. But it's essentially just got a control deck. It's playing Remand, which is one of my favorite cards of all time. And it's playing Serum Visions. See, other decks are playing Serum Visions too.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it's got Seasoned Pyromancer, Saheeli, Teferi, and it's just a kind of value control deck with a combo finish, which seems really fun to play. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a fan of 2-card combos as well in general. They're just sweet.
No, Living End's a 1-card combo.
That's true. But it's a 2-card combo because you also have to have Force of Negation these days.
True. It's true. You can't force endurance though.
That's also true. That's why you play Footfalls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't seen too much Living In for a little while. Also, this deck's also playing main deck swap here, as I see.
1. Yeah.
Yeah. Good card.
For some reason, I don't particularly know why. But I don't know. I might actually try this if I can rent it. I probably can because I have stolen Teferis from you.
With our powers combined.
Yes, we get like 900 ticks, right?
Yeah.
That's still not enough for like half of the top meta decks.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Which is ridiculous. Modern Wizards,
like
please,
two accounts.
please reduce. Please reprint all of the staples. I don't care. Print Solitudes. Make it a $10 card. I'll be very sad. My wallet will be crying, but that's okay.
At least you'll be able to afford everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, no. Don't reprint Solitude. Reprint everything else. Thank you.
No. It's got to be fair.
No,
if everyone else loses out, we lose out too.
It doesn't have to be fair. The life isn't fair, Victor.
That's why you play small box, because life is fair. It's fair and balanced, and you break the symmetry.
True. Well, talking about breaking the symmetry, would you like to talk about your deck choice?
True. That's a good segue. It was almost intentional.
It was not.
No, it was not. No. But yeah, the deck that really stood out to me from this 5-0 deck dumps was a 5-color Lantern deck, which I haven't seen Lantern decks for quite a while in Modern, and I've certainly never seen a 5-color one. But this is playing Ancient Stirrings to hit all your artifacts, Expressive Iteration to hit all your artifacts, and because it's a busted card, Inquisition of Kozilek to hit all your opponent's artifacts and other cards, and Thought Seizures and Prismatic Endings because, as we've seen in the Prowess list and in pretty much all the other lists, why not just play a set of Prismatic Endings?
Do you think Prismatic Ending is bad for the format?
So I read that post somebody posted on the MTGO. Not MTGO. It was the Modern Magic subreddit, and they made some interesting points about why it was potentially good. Or there was somebody in the comments was saying, I can't remember who said it, but somebody was saying it was actually pretty good for the format for a couple of reasons. I'm kind of on the fence. I feel like, personally, as somebody who played a lot of removal heavy decks in the past, I thought the choice of removal was quite an interesting part of the deck building process. And depending on which colors you went into, you really had quite a different removal suite, and it would really inform the deck choice that you were making. But now you can just play Prismatic Ending and everything for some reason, and it's really good and it's everything. I understand that it's a 1-for-1 card. It encourages interaction.
It's also on parity, mana parity.
Yeah, so you're not getting like crazy what's it, tempo value out of it or anything. And somebody pointed out that whatever Unholy Heat is
Yeah.
probably a more problematic card.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Is Unholy Heat is always 1 mana and it can kill so many things.
Yeah, and I think I agree with that, but I think Prismatic Ending still just invalidates too much of the removal for my liking. I think it was interesting when you had to think about your removal instead of just putting 4 Prismatic Endings in every deck.
Yeah, it also incentivizes like these 4-color soup decks that were like the Omnath control decks and like the Yorion decks and things like that. Because it gives such a versatile answer in the early game for such slow decks.
And it kind of hurts brew decks because a lot of like tier 2, tier 3 brew decks that you could play in the past were decks that would play like enchantments or artifacts or things that don't usually die to main deck removal, so that you could sort of like skirt around and do something a little bit left field with them. But now it's really easy to just remove like a Goblin Bombardment, for example. Like you just exile it.
Do you think Wizard cares about that?
I think probably not at the moment, because as we were saying, like there's pros and cons, and overall, I don't think it's the most meta warping card that's come out of the set, or the biggest problem at the moment in Modern. I think the price is by far the biggest problem. So I think they got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. I do like that Prismatic Ending. I think Prismatic Ending is a lot more of a fair card than Unholy Heat.
Yes.
And it gives an answer to things that are really hard to remove, like Ren and 6 is such a problem. I think
that is true.
Honestly, I think Ren and 6 is more of a scourge on the format than Prismatic Ending. Because it invalidates like hierarch decks, invalidates tribal decks. Like
that's kind of true, but I think Prismatic Ending, the fact that you can just chuck it in like all the decks, like it's a lot harder to put Ren and 6 in all the decks. You don't really see like Boros Burn playing Ren and 6, but you do see Burn lists occasionally like running Prismatic Ending, or like we saw that Prowess list that was just splashing white for ending.
Yeah, but that Prowess list was a bit of an outlier, I feel. Like,
no, I've seen quite a lot of lists that definitely weren't playing white before. Like decks that were definitely non-white decks and that are just going into white specifically for ending, like nothing else.
It's true. It is good in decks that can be quite linear, where sideboard cards can be an issue.
Yeah, that's true.
So with that, I kind of agree that
overall,
huh?
I can't deny that I love casting removal spells, and as much as it may be good or bad for the format, I have been enjoying casting Prismatic Endings.
Oh, same. Like earlier today, I was telling you, I was playing against an Amulet Titan player,
yeah,
and the guy had 3 amulets, and every time he played an amulet, I had a Prismatic Ending. Like he had 3 amulets, I had 3 endings at every point, and he got so mad at me. He was screaming in the chat like, "How these Yorion 80 card piles are so good at top decking removal." It's like, yeah, okay, you're trying to play an unfair deck, but okay.
Also, 3 amulets is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess going back to the lantern list.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's just really cool. Yeah, also Gerper Aethergrid for the other red card in the deck. So it's just a one-off to close out the game.
For the
painfully slowly.
Yeah, for the slightly slower win con, I'd say.
Yeah,
slightly faster win con.
Slightly faster than just like milling out your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I just really like this deck. And then it's all like 1 mana cards. You can tutor all of them with Saga. It's great. Only 3 Saga, which we were talking about. 4 Ensnaring Bridges mean that the creatures don't attack as well. But I still almost wonder if you could like go up them and just tutor more cards, like tutor all your lanterns.
I don't know. Does it play in Venture Sphere?
It does not.
Interesting.
It plays Spire of Industry, Glimmer Void.
I guess you don't want too many colorless lanes because you are playing 5 colors.
I guess it is 5 colors. Yeah, that's the thing. 5 colors. Is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
5
So
colors.
it is. Yeah, it does need to make some concessions.
But yeah, cool deck. That was from Clam of Us. Clam of Us? Clam of Ooh. 5-0.
Sure.
Nice. And that's that.
Nice. All right. So should we move on to the discussions?
Yeah, so we're a bit late to the party, but I think there was a big announcement at some point last week.
Was it last week?
It was last week, right?
I
Time
think
goes
it was.
quickly, but I'm pretty sure it was
I
last
think
week.
it was last week. Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, if you've been living under a rock in the Magic universe,
How did you know?
huh?
I'm
Anyway,
just shit off my rock.
anyway, anyway, a new format was announced. Now
What?
it is called Alchemy, which is digital only, so it's on Magic Arena only. It uses the standard card pool plus digital only cards that have been released specifically for Alchemy, and these cards use keywords such as like conjure and seek, things that you can't do in paper. And it gives it an interesting twist to standard, because standard at the moment is you like it for some reason, but
I do.
but it's a 3 deck meta. It's like it's rock paper scissors right at the moment, I'd say.
Kinda. I'd say it's
Kinda.
like rock, paper in one, and then scissors.
Sure.
Because you got 2 aggro decks and a control deck, right?
Yeah. So interestingly, they also announced now. They announced that they will be rebalancing cards for this format. Now, in Magic's history, it has been like up until what, like 5 years ago when Arena was announced, was primarily paper game. It was a physical card game, and you can't really do rebalancing. you can't rebalance cards in a physical card game.
Although, I would say there's actually been a surprising amount of rebalancing. Not necessarily as intense as the stuff that they're promising here, but stuff like companions stick out. The cascade rule for what's his name?
Well, those are rule changes. That's more rule changes.
Pretty similar, right? Yeah, I guess
They're
it is
not.
a bit different.
They're not changing the text box.
There was that one time when a 2/3 got printed as a 2/2. No, a 2/2 got printed as a 2/3. And they had to.
Mate, that promo was worth like $10 at the time, and it was like an uncommon.
Oh, really? I think I had one.
Yeah, so do I.
Oops.
So do I. Because it was so rare. Because it was only in one shipment or something.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. But the rebalancing in the physical game is like extremely rare. Like you're talking basically
Yeah,
just
I don't really want to do it.
companions. It was basically the only big one, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see now on a digital platform that rebalancing is something that they're looking to do. Now there's different takes on this. And now I'm kind of the old man here, and like
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is they've essentially killed paper standard this way, which
Right.
is kind of dying off anyway, because the whole pandemic was kind of unfortunate. It kind of stopped that, but everyone moved to Arena. Is now
Yeah.
playing standard. But
I guess there's like 3 things, right? There's like the pandemic, there's Arena, and then I'd say as a third point was the fact that standard has kind of sucked for the last however many years.
yeah, standard just hasn't been that enjoyable. I thought they had a play design team to sort this out.
Yeah, I guess it's hard.
It is hard. It is obviously really hard to balance a lot of things, and there's going to be some things that you didn't see and that will break things.
Yeah.
And that's where the rebalancing kind of comes in, where I don't know. That I feel like Alchemy could potentially just take over standard
Yep.
because you have rebalancing and things like that.
Also, they're planning to keep it fresh, right? By doing alchemy rebalances a couple of months into the format, so that it lets the format have a little bit of time to settle first, and then when it's starting to get a bit stale, they'll like shake it up a bit.
Yeah, and I also saw today that every set will come with 30 alchemy cards.
Oh, really? Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I, I don't remember where I saw that. It may be wrong, but that would be very interesting. That would be very interesting to see that there's an exclusive alchemy set that comes with every set.
Yeah, something to keep the format slightly different.
Yeah, yeah. Now, the biggest reason I don't like this, I think overall it's good, but one of the biggest problems I have with this is Magic is one game, right? It's one
Yep.
game. All the cards are they're all the like same form, right?
Yep.
But this tells me that they're trying. Well, not they're maybe not trying to, but it's showing that they're moving away from physical paper and splitting off into digital. They're making two separate kind of games.
Like we could see it diverging. Like in theory, it could diverge more than this, and almost become two different games entirely, kind of thing.
Exactly, and I see that standard is now at this point. I think this kills standard and paper.
Right.
I think it's done. Big standard tournaments in paper are no longer going to exist. And what's next for that? Now what are if they were to bring other formats, which that's another thing.
Yeah.
They said they were looking they've been looking at adding something like Alchemy to Arena for quite some time.
Right.
Quite some time. Everyone's been screaming for Pioneer to be released on Arena. Why didn't they just work on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it really comes down to what's going on behind the scenes in the development world at Wizards. I don't know how hard it is to actually do any of that stuff. Maybe it just turns out that it was like ridiculously hard to just add all those cards in. But still, it's a bit of a shame because I would love to play Pioneer on Arena. Like, I don't play Pioneer at all at the moment, but if it was on Arena, I'd jam the hell out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think adding Pioneer is just as predatory, if not, it might even be more than adding Alchemy. Because you've got all these new cards that you can't draft. I don't think. I don't actually know, but I would imagine you can't draft Alchemy because you get 30 cards with each set, I believe. So you have to use these wild cards. You have to buy packs to open these wild cards. You can't to put in Hearthstone terms. You can't. What was it? Dust
Yep.
your like your rares and mythics and stuff, and get new wild cards. So I think something needed to be done about the economy of Arena before adding a new format.
Right, right. Because this is going to make it even harder to change things.
Yeah, like Historic was already hard to get into.
That's true. I haven't played Historic for a little while. I feel like I'd struggle to um, build whatever the meta decks are now, probably.
Especially with all these historic Horizon sets and like
Yeah.
things
Although I
that
did play quite a
jumpstart.
bit of those for some reason. I was a sucker for those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But actually, going back to the rebalancing of the cards,
Yes.
Historic is using the rebalanced cards
As well, yeah.
instead of the original printings, which
So there's no
I think is
eternal format.
ridiculous.
Yeah, on Arena that's going to use the original cards.
Yeah, I think that is absurd, and I think that might actually change.
You reckon?
Yeah, why would they use the rebalanced cards?
Oh, actually, that's a good point because in Historic, the power level is way different anyway.
Exactly.
The decks, the whole reason you rebalance cards in Standard is to make Standard good.
Historic is so much more powerful.
You'd hope that it would be rebalanced for the life of Standard, maybe, and then like unrebalanced after. I guess under the current configuration.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work, though.
yeah, it is. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it is. I do like the design space though of Alchemy. I think that is a real bonus.
Yeah, and I'm glad they're doing something to try to make standard better in general. Because as I was saying, like I have actually been really enjoying the standard format. Um, and I realized that I'm in the minority here. I think because it is stale. I'll admit it's stale. But at the same time, I also, even as much as I've been liking this particular format, I haven't really played standard for a long time because every time I look at it, I'm just not that interested in it overall.
Mm.
So, and that's partly because it does become stale really quickly.
Yeah, and
So unless you really enjoy the decks that are in,
yeah, and formats get solved really fast these days, especially
but
standard.
then yeah, exactly. Because with other formats, at least you've got like a slightly bigger card pool. There's more play to it. And I think modern's been really lucky in that it's continued to have a fairly sort of rise and fall kind of dynamic of decks. But yeah, in standard, it's a lot harder to achieve that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, modern is a lot easier to correct itself because there's
Yep,
the card pool is just
exactly.
so
Yeah.
big.
So maybe these alchemy cards, these extra alchemy cards they're adding in, gonna help with that as well. Who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe.
I should probably try it. I haven't actually tried the format yet. Have you played it at all?
No, I played in a alchemy tournament with a standard deck, and everyone else just had standard decks.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun, I guess.
Nice.
The
Did you
alchemy
play against
experience.
Mono Green
Mm,
Epiphany?
no, I didn't actually play against those stickers. I think I played against
What?
vampires, which had the new blood artist enchantment thingy, which was kind of cool.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty neat. Yeah. There we go. It's already a better format.
I guess so. I don't know. It's like, what do you do now for big events, right? On
Yeah.
Arena, run by wizards. Do you use alchemy or do you use standard?
I'm not sure. I guess I'm personally a little bit worried about the rebalancing of cards from a wildcard point of view because it, they didn't seem to indicate that you'll be getting your wildcards back if they rebalance cards.
No, you don't.
And that's gonna cost players.
Yeah, you don't get your wild cards.
So I'd be pretty scared to build meta decks, knowing that, especially it sounds like they're willing to rebalance based on just staleness. So if your deck is stable in the meta,
Mm.
it's got a pretty good chance of being hit, and then you got to spin wildcards all over again. So we'll see how that shakes out. I imagine they'll try to find a middle ground where people are still able to like continue playing. Otherwise, they'll lose money from that and not having any players. But we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be interesting to see the development of the format.
Yeah, yeah. I am somewhat excited. I think that there's a chance it can be good, but just a lot of things to solve first.
Yeah, definitely. But the issue is okay. The rebalanced cards that
Yep.
the main rebalanced ones were from the top three decks of the standard format. You had Elrond's Epiphany,
Yep.
Seeker's Chariot, and Luminite Aspirant. Which that one, Luminite Aspirant, did not need to be rebalanced.
Oh, it's too powerful. You just play it and you win.
It's such lazy design as well. Like they could have made it. I think making it cost 3 mana rather than what they did to it. So that Luminite Aspirant triggered in the combat step, right?
Yeah.
It now triggers in the end step, which I think is so much worse for gameplay. Because now you have to be like, where should I put this counter so I can attack next turn? But then the next turn's going to change, and it's like
Right.
it adds a lot more complexity, which I guess could be an upside, but I don't know. It feels a bit more of a downside.
Because I'm not sure. I feel like I've played quite a bit of standard, and I'm not sure Luminite Aspirant ever felt like it was a problem card.
No,
To me, anyway.
no.
But
The one drop into Luminite Aspirant draws were like very powerful.
they were, but you can deal with
But
that.
yeah,
Like, it's not.
you can definitely interact with that.
Yeah.
But I think Seeker's Chariot is an interesting change because it now makes one cat token, which is a nerf, but the crew is now two, which is a buff. So that's a
Right, okay.
very interesting rebalance.
That is actually. I think that's good because yeah, the tokens were definitely the issue that you like play it and then you just get a new board sort of thing. but we'll see how that shakes out. It might still be good enough to play, I guess.
Yeah, I think it will still be played in Alchemy. I was about
Right.
to say in standard, but no, it is not that in standard. But they acknowledge these cards are a problem. Why not change them in the format that they are a problem in?
As opposed to
Like,
in historic as well.
like no, no,
Or
yeah. Why not just ban these cards in standard?
oh,
You
yeah.
you already like conceded to the fact that physical standard we're moving away from.
Yep.
So that should incentivize you to be more accepting of balance of banning cards in standard.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a shame because it probably would actually be better for the players if they banned the cards and refunded people's wildcards, especially
Yeah,
seeing as people aren't really playing in paper anymore at the moment. Um, but also, I think PR-wise, it looks quite bad whenever they have to ban cards. It's essentially it looks like a strictly a failure. Whereas if they announce that they plan to rebalance cards a couple of months in for diversity, quote unquote, um, and to keep the format fresh, then it looks like they're the good guys kind of thing. So it sounds better in the headlines.
basic. Okay, so they want a lot of money and they want to sound good. Okay, that's Wizards. That sums up Wizards.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it sums up like corporations in general. But yeah, I guess I don't know if I can fault them for it, but it is a little bit sad because I do think bannings would be better for the customer. But what are you gonna do?
Honestly, I don't. You get wild cards back when you ban cards. Like
Yeah.
you don't get them back when you rebalance the cards. That is so awful for that. That's so poor for the people that
Yeah, I do think they'll have to do something about that.
yeah.
I'm expecting them to hear what the community said about it because something similar happened when they were going to make historic a thing, and they said that rare historic cards were going to cost 2 wildcards.
Oh yeah.
And everyone went absolutely crazy. They were like, "What? No way!
That
We're
tells
not
you
playing this one."
that tells you how disconnected Wizards is with Arena and the
Yeah.
economy.
Mm. Well, they thought they could get away with it. I think is the main thing. But it also does show that they do listen to the outcry. So hopefully they'll hear that people, or at least see that over time, if it is a problem, they'll hopefully notice it and try to do something about it. I'm not sure what the solution is, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll hopefully find a way to make it fun because it seems like they're really pushing for this format to be a thing. And if they are, well, it's not going to be a thing if people can't afford to play it. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And part of me wants it to succeed.
Yep.
But then the other part of me is like, grr, no physical paper, like physical card game. Like,
It's fine. We'll just go to our modern events and we'll be in blissful ignorance of all that stuff. And we'll just smash people with busted expensive modern horizon cards.
yes,
It'll be okay.
yes,
It'll all be okay.
It'll be okay. It will be okay. Yes, but yeah, I talked a lot about that about Alchemy. Did you have any any additional thoughts?
No, I think I sort of peppered my thoughts in there as well. I'm hesitant to take like a strong position on it because one, I haven't really played the format yet, and two, I know that this is like really preliminary sort of stages, so I could definitely see it or see the exact plan changing significantly over time. So yeah, yes, overall, I think I'd lean towards trying to be hopeful, seeing as the future is very uncertain and. Might as well look at it with a glass half full, but it is hard to say whether it's a good thing or not. But yeah, they're definitely just like big piece of news. This is like probably the biggest news we've had in Magic for a little while, right?
Oh, definitely. I think if they're accepting of changing the implementation of Alchemy, then I'll be pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
But if they're stuck with what they've got right now, I can't imagine it
Yeah, there's definitely flaws. There's flaws for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next on the agenda?
Um, we had some additional news of some events that were coming to Arena, which
Ooh,
was
really?
a decathlon of events. So 10 different events
Oh damn! So hold
across.
on, not gonna lie, my expressions here are legit because I haven't read down this far down the document. So
What?
real reacts
Why?
only. It's
Why?
authentic reacts. YouTuber face. Let's go.
Okay. So across, starting from the 18th of December,
Yep.
uh, there will be 15 days of events. Every 3 days, there will be 2 events that you can compete in.
Oh damn.
And if you get, so you can play best of one or best of three in these events. So
Nice.
7 wins in best of one will get you these tokens, these qualifying tokens, and five
Ooh.
wins for best of three. So if you get the max amount of wins, you get these tokens, and these tokens, depending on how many you get, so you can only get one per event. They have to be unique,
Wow.
and these tokens give you entry into the Decathlon finals event, and which has huge prizes. Uh, so if I
That's
scroll,
actually really cool.
yeah. So the finals, if you get the max amount of wins in the finals, which is 7 wins, you have to go 7-2. You get a complete set of Kamigawa. You get
Oh, in advance. Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
You get
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
you get a Jace avatar, which is pretty cool. You get
Yep.
4 mythic wild cards.
It
uh,
better be 60J. Sorry, just putting it out there.
true.
If it's not, the players will rage.
Yeah, you, you get a gold medal sleeve, 3 draft tokens.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Now that's an incentive. Let's
yeah.
go.
You get all unhinged basic lands. You unlock unhinged basic lands, and you also get 4 rare wild cards. So that's for 7 wins.
This
That's the
is
list.
all the same prize pool, right? It's not like
Yes.
split into tiers or anything.
Yeah.
This is like if you get it,
If
you
you
get
if
it.
you get 7 wins, you get all 7 of those things. If
Whoa,
you
that's insane.
if you depending on if you get 6 wins, you get 6 of those things. 5, you get 5, and etc.
Oh yeah. How does it work if you get less? Is it there's just like a list of it going down kind of thing?
Yeah. So from
Right.
top to bottom. So 6 wins, you won't get the complete set.
Yep.
5 wins, you won't get the complete set and the Jace avatar. Yeah.
Right.
Um.
What's the least you can get that's still a prize? What's the last thing?
You get 4 rare wild cards if you get 1 win.
Oh,
So
yeah. That's
if
not
you go
bad.
1-3, you get 4 rare wild cards, and it's and depending on how many tokens you get, unique tokens,
Yep.
that's how many finals entries you get. So you need 3 tokens to get 1 entry. 5, you get 2 entries. 8, you get 3. If you get all 10, which would be insane, you get 3 finals entries, and you get an invite to the qualifier weekend, which has monetary prizes.
Whoa, this is actually super cool.
Yeah. So this is and yeah, it starts on the 18th of December and runs for 15 days. So the second
Gonna
half
be
of
on holiday the whole
December.
time.
Yeah. So this is really exciting. I'll definitely be playing in a lot of the events. I don't know how many
Oh,
I'll play
what's
in.
the entry fee? What's the entry fee? That's a big question.
The entry fee. Let's have a look.
Because I'm gonna play in these events if they're affordable to enter, but if they're like 10,000 gems or whatever, I might be more inclined to just draft.
No, they're very affordable. It's
Okay.
2,000 gold or 400 gems.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
definitely playing some of these then.
Yeah, so
That sounds cool.
that's very affordable.
Yeah, that's like a couple of days of gold grinding.
Yeah, so actually, I haven't talked about some of the events. So,
Yep.
one is an alchemy tournament. Then you have Phantom Sealed, which uses the 2 Innistrad sets. Then you
Oh,
have
cool. So they're all different formats as well,
all-
right? They're not just like a repeat.
10 different formats.
That's cool.
Then you have Crimson Veil Phantom Draft. Then you have New Player Decks, Zendikar Rising Draft,
Wait, new player decks. Hold on.
Yeah, new player
That's
decks.
a new player deck tournament.
Yep.
Let's go.
So you got historic artisan, you got historic singleton, traditional standard, and Strixhaven turbo draft. What is a turbo draft?
Isn't that one of those things where they add like weird rules where like you can play 2 lands a turn, or your spells cost 3 less, or like one of those sort of
Oh
like.
yeah, each player receives an emblem with the text. All spells cost 5 less to cast.
Ah, there we go. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so those 10 events, and they're throwing in some wacky ones in there as well, which is pretty cool. It's pretty exciting.
Oh man, this is gonna be cool. I think I'm actually pretty keen to play some of these.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about this?
I think this is awesome. I guess my question as well is like, so the only prize is the tokens, right? Or do you get other prizes as well?
You get packs and gold as well.
Right. Okay. Oh, cool. So if you don't care about the tokens necessarily, like if you're not going to be participating in the final event, you can still get something out of it.
The rewards are pretty scarce though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all good. I mean, something's nice. Like you're not entering for a high fee anyway, so like.
Yeah. Interestingly, if you get the max amount of wins, you don't get any packs. You get 3,000 gold and a token.
Right.
But then if you get 6 wins, you get 3 packs, then 2, then 1.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess you're up on gold at that point, so that's pretty valuable.
Yeah, if you get 7 wins, you're up on gold. Yeah.
Cool. So there is like a way to kind of like go infinite on these events if you're really
If you're really
sticking it to
good,
people.
yeah.
My opinion on this is hell yeah. This sounds great. I mean, I've been kind of wanting to play in some of those big events that they sort of run on Arena every now and then, but a lot of them have been really steep on the entry costs, and because they were just like standard, I didn't really want to just play another standard event, but pay a lot to enter it and play against the same decks and stuff. Even if I like standard, I was still not that keen for like Epiphany mirrors for days on end.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to play some new play decks against each other, for example.
Yeah. So, Wizards, they don't tend to give out stuff for like good amount of value. I think this is something that has changed that. Like, it's very affordable. There's huge incentives to do well. And you get rewarded even if you don't do that well. Like,
and it just looks like so much fun.
And it's so much fun.
There's so much to do,
Yeah.
No, I'm really liking what they sort of planned out with this. I didn't hear about this at all, so it's a genuine surprise. But I might have to rethink my Christmas plans, make some plans to play in some of those events.
Yeah. I think I'll be playing best of 1 mostly. Because best of 5, best of 3, getting 5 wins with best of 3 will take a long time.
Yeah.
But you only need 7 wins with best of 1, so I'll definitely be playing best of 1.
Sweet as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a best of 1 person now on Arena as well.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, same. So that's in 4 days of recording.
Oh, sweet.
So.
Well, I personally am very excited for that. Yeah.
Same.
You know something we haven't done for a while?
What would that be?
Monkey C.
We're done with the discussions.
I'm done with the discussions. I'm happy, very happy with Decathlon. Very curious about Alchemy. And very excited about Modern. So overall, I think my general did you have fun today reaction is a smiley face. If Arena asks me.
Yes, very nice.
Yep.
Well,
what about you?
Overall, I'm happy.
You didn't really have a choice there. You would look like a grump if you said no.
I hate this game. I don't like what they're doing.
Why am I podcasting about this?
Yeah. But yeah, Monkey C.
Oh, so you're guessing, which means I have to quickly, frantically type up Gatherer and try to figure out how the random card functionality works again. I found it. But I missed the click button.
How?
Oh, okay. This is a card that is semi-recent. That's all you're getting from me. No, I'll give you the name as well.
That's a lot to go off.
Yeah. I figured it might be too easy if I just give you that.
Yeah.
Huntmaster Liger.
The old lager.
Liger.
What? Liger. It's a lion tiger. No. I have no idea. Huntmaster Liger.
Yeah, what'd it do?
I don't know, man. It's
Make up some stats.
It's green. It costs 5. It's green. It's a 3/4, and when it enters the battlefield, it draws a card.
You weren't
It's a
entirely
human.
far off. It's a human.
Oh.
human tiger lion.
What? Yeah. Okay. Sure. What is it though? It's a.
To be fair, it is from Ikoria, so it almost could have been. Because they had crazy creature types in it.
Yes.
But you actually weren't too far off. You got the stats 3/4.
Oh wow.
Which it is. Yeah. It's in white though. It costs 4 mana. It's just a cat, which is interesting.
Oh okay.
And it's one of the mutate cards. When it mutates, other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of times it has mutated.
Right.
But you weren't too far off. It's a 3/4 for some absurdly expensive mana cost that has an upside.
Yeah.
So,
There we go.
pretty close.
There we go.
4 mana is a lot now. But yeah.
Nice. Well, that just about does it.
Sweet as. Do you want to send us off with a Christmas carol?
No, I don't actually. I hate Christmas carols. Why would you do that?
If we get 10 Patreon subscribers someday, would you write a Christmas carol for them?
If we get 10 views on this podcast, I will do a Christmas carol.
What, on this particular episode?
Yes.
That's dangerous. I think 10 views is easy. But sure, let's go. That's you said it now.
Yeah.
Just remember to share with your friends so that we can see Connor's impression of Christmas.
No, you have to do it with me. You have to do it with me.
I have to do it. Oh, yeah, alright. Fine.
Alright, there we go.
Oh god, this is gonna be
there
awful.
we go.
It's gonna be absolutely awful.
Yes. But anyways, that'll do it.
Alright.
We'll talk to you guys next time.
Sweet. See you later. Have a good one.
Bye.